Just don't lead you astray. Then I cry, then I feel pain. Why do I suffer so much? I would love to feel your touch. Baby, I don't know where to go. I feel so lost without you. Baby, I don't know where to go. I feel so lost without you. Baby, I don't know where to go. I feel so lost without you. Baby, I don't know where to go. I feel so lost without you. Save me before I pass out. Save me before I pass out. Before I pass out. So let go, I don't want to, but I'm gonna try. When she left me, yeah, died a little bit inside. You know, maybe things are gonna be alright. 'Cause I just wanna see the light.
It's
I
Tina
just
Doom
wanna see the
Showtime!
light.
And they're on in a race time. Fernando, which way to go, left or right? It's all eyes on the Ferrari. Stylo has done the impossible. This is the move. This is the moment. And that puts in Rapture on the podium. But it's this man who comes home victorious. It's Red Bull and Drixz who win. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another round here at Moose Racing League. This is round 8 here, and we are in Netherlands for the Dutch Grand Prix with Moose Racing League here in Tier 1. I am so insanely stoked for today. We've had incredible racing up and down the tiers all day long, and I'm sure that this tier will be no exception. Of course, it's Tier 1, it's crazy racing, and I'm joined by my good friend, Mr. Chosen Tolby. Tolby, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
You excited for getting to come back
in here with you again after last week?
Yeah,
definitely.
Dude.
I hope the race is half as good as last week.
Yeah, after last week's insane final few laps with Drixz and all the other action up and down the field, I'm sure that this week's going to be equally as crazy. This track is notoriously difficult for a lot of people to overtake on, so, a lot of people would think, oh, it's going to be difficult, there's not going to be a whole ton of, moves and stuff like that, action's going to be low. That couldn't be farther from the truth. I know these Tier 1 drivers, they're going to find every single inch to make a move, and I'm excited to see where they get creative to make that happen. Tolby, after last week, I know you had said that you hadn't watched a whole ton of Tier 1, but now that you got to see the action go down, which driver this week are you really looking at? Like, this guy, I think he's got it.
So, this week, I think Giants fan is going to show out. I've had a couple races with him throughout the weekend. He has definitely showed that in double A's. I know double A's, I looked at his time trials and stuff like that, and he's got major pace.
It's quick here. Yeah, he's very quick. Yeah, he's definitely one that I'd be a little bit worried about if I was out there on track with him as well. You're right about Giants fan. I think it's about due time. We've had 7 different race winners so far this season, and if Giants fan wins tonight, it'd make the 8th. Same thing with double A's. Actually, no, double A's has won once. So he'd be the only one if he was to win to get a back-to-back. But hey, enough talking about these drivers. Let's talk a little bit about this track. We're at Zandvoort, like I mentioned. I like to call it Sandy Cheeks or Zandy Cheeks. With 14 corners of absolute insanity, 4.25 kilometers that covers the whole distance with a decent amount of elevation change as well. The lowest point is at turn 5, the highest point at turn 9. And it's got 2 crazy fun DRS zones. Obviously, only one of them really makes a difference. But the second one, that's kind of in the middle of that sector 2, sector 3 crossover, right between turns 10 and 11, is where you might see some people make big opportunistic dives. And speaking of opportunistic, I think we should go ahead and take a look at this race notes, because we've got Drixz who's going to be having to look opportunistic because he is rocking a quali band today. That is going to stir it up.
That I did not know.
Yeah. After last week, he had
you can't count him out.
Yep, you never can. After last week, he had an incident sent to the stewards, which actually ended up giving him a quali ban. It's because he cut the track pretty hard in France, but got away with it, of course. Now, of course, our league, we don't run by the way that the game allows you to do it. It's run by the actual defined white lines, and so we do it a little bit differently. And so, unfortunately, it was a bit of a break of the rules. But you know what? I've seen Drixz come from the back of the field. We saw him come from the back of the field last week and almost win the thing. So that's why he's still on my drivers to watch.
Right.
Isn't it crazy that Giants fan is still leading, though, and yet to win a race? By 1 point.
It's coming. He's bound to win one.
Yeah, he's got to, right? Now, imagine he was to win this championship without winning a single race. I think he'd be the first one in MRL history to do that.
Since I've been here, for sure.
Yeah, I can't remember. What's the name of that driver that did that way back when? Was it It wasn't. Shoot, it's not Jochen Rindt. If we've got an F1 historian.
Formula 1, so.
Yeah, it's fair. Also, if you're able to, would you be able to find access on PC and get an invite? That'd be great. Thanks so much. Yeah, well, you know what? We talked about some of these guys that need to get some wins. 2 people that already have wins are obviously Drixz and Magical Forehead, but Giants fan yet to get one. Those 3 are on my drivers to watch this week. I think they've got the best chance at putting down a really good result. So I want to see if I'm right or if I'm entirely wrong. And we never know. Now, since we talked a little bit about the whole, what to expect for today, let's go ahead and take a look at qualifying as we're in the middle of it right now. And as we wait for it, we're going to go ahead and take a look at this calendar. We're on round 8, 2 more rounds to go after this week. The penultimate round at Monza. Of course, the final round will be at Monaco after you see at the very top. Jack putting down a 108.252. The quality times are starting to get quick. It's going to get wild, Toby. That's already a pretty good omen, isn't it? 108.252.
Yeah, that's the monster banker lap.
That's wild. Yeah, I fully think that these guys are going to be putting down probably 107.9 as our pole position, is my guess, which is an absurd guess, I know, but I think it's possible. We got Giants fan popping into the pits right now. He's sitting in second at a 8.3, which is a good lap. And Dougie Falcon's obviously about to go in. Yellow Snowman's out in an out lap, though. He's one that I want to watch. After last week, he had a really good race last week, didn't he?
Yeah, it was due time. It was definitely due time for Yellow. He's had a struggle all season, and last week finally got a good result.
Yeah, him and Gamer both had a really, really phenomenal week last week. The Haas Garage, it was a much-needed good result. We can go ahead and take a look at some of the standings. Speaking of the Haas drivers, you can see they're both on the top 20 now. The Yellow Snowman was not before last week. He sits there right in 17th, and Gamer, after that win last week, all of his points have put him into 11th place. All of his points coming from one race. Getting one of those wins. Now, of course, taking a look at this race chart for all the wins and stuff like that, it's wild to see Giants at the top, as I mentioned, with no wins. Drixz sits in second with a whole race sat out and a DNF. Magical Forehead sits in third with 2 races sat out and a DNF. So, like, it's pretty insane up at the top. It blows my mind that those guys are also at the top 3 when you've got somebody like Miniko, who's only had one truly bad race. But has had a win as well. So the consistency, surprising enough, is not getting people these top results. Besides Giants fan. He's the only one.
Yeah, I mean, steadily on the podium. I mean, if you look at that, he's got the P12s, only one race where he didn't score points.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's steady, as you mentioned. That's really what's getting it to him. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our full team standings. This is the Combined Constructors Championship, and after last week, McLaren eclipsed 2 positions, that of Williams and Mercedes, and found themselves at the top of the sheets, with Mercedes sitting in second, dropping a position with their worst week of, or their second to worst week of the season. Red Bull, though, you guys had a hot week last week with your best week of the season. And, of course, Alfa Romeo also moving up 2 positions. You guys were the biggest gainers. You made up 4 positions as a team. So nice job, Toby. Great racing last week for your all team. Williams, of course, having a big howler with 16 points. Their worst one of the whole season. Ferrari at 57, a pretty middle-of-the-road one. Aston Martin a little bit low for what their standards are as well. Haas, though, huge week, but it didn't move them anywhere, which is the most brutal one, in my opinion, out of all of them. They had an absolutely exceptional week, and it didn't do a thing for them. Very unfortunate. And, of course, Alpine, another exceptional week, and only moves them 1 position up. And then AlphaTauri having the second to worst week of the entire season for any team, and one of only 2 teams to score a single-digit week. And they are now down in last place. Bit tough for sure. Now, we're on this qualifying lap here of Yellowstone, and he's about to cross the line. He's actually going to go ahead and go into the pits. He's going to abort this lap. He says it's not good enough. I'm wondering if people are putting on laps on scrubbed tires. What do you think? Do you think people are going to be trying that?
I mean, I know I did. Just because there's so much time, the lap's so quick, you can get in and back out.
Yeah.
Or you can fuel and just do, a hot, a cool, and then another hot.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
Can catch up your ERS, because your ERS burns out really quick on a hot lap here.
Yeah, that is facts. Now, Esteban, I was actually just on his camera, and I caught him spinning coming on turn 9, turn 10, excuse me. So he had a little bit of a moment. He's going to probably be running back into the pits. He's got a blue car behind him, though. So he's got to get out of the way. It's either Giantsfan. No, it's an Alpine. Maybe Snaky. So Esteban's got to run. If you do want to take a look at something, though, we've got Magical Forehead sitting out on a 110-1. He's rocking wheel problems, so I believe he's on controller this week.
Lord.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit rough for him. He's just going to be playing the back marker game, hoping they get an Oprah race and 10 people DNF so he can get a point. I think it's kind of his whole game plan today.
You guys get that here in Tier 1. How often have you guys had Oprah races? It seems pretty clean. Like, everyone stays...
Yeah. I mean, the first race of the season was pretty wild. The safety car restart with 2 laps to go took out, I think, 6 people.
Right.
But other than that, they've all been very clean. At least 15-plus finishers. So, yeah. And Magic Forehead giving us a little bit of an update on the weather. Thank you so much. It's supposed to be dry the whole way through, which I think will aid to the overall racing quality. I think people will be a little bit less afraid to make big moves, which I like. I want people to feel confident and sendy and a little bit crazy, you know?
That's one thing you definitely have to be around this track, for sure.
Yeah, be very confident here. Somebody who is feeling pretty confident out there as he got a little bit of a last-minute call-up to go reserve is Axis. I know him to be very good as well. He's currently sitting at a 1:08.941. The times are getting tight out there. Of course, El Taco Jack leading the pack by a decent margin, a little bit over or just under a 1/10 of a second between him and Giantsfan. And then Snaky about a 1/10 back from that. And then those gaps start to tighten up. I mean, look at that one between Scornsy and Axis. That's insane. The ones between Zeech and Braided Axe. That's insane. Now that Speedy Goose is finding his way in there, it's also insanely close, right behind Axis by just 1/100th of a second. I mean, we saw tight gaps last week, but holy smokes, right? This is close.
Right. It's such a short lap, but it's really hard to fight. The fight got kicked and came in his car. The DNF them, so both the Mercedes are starting at the back.
Oh no! Yikes! That is not a good start for the Mercedes garage. Actually, if you're able to give him an invite, that'd be wonderful.
He just joined back.
Okay, cool, perfect.
I think somebody got him.
Yeah, this is that's definitely not a good start for the Mercedes garage so far. They are the least performing garage of the tier. However, the Williams boys are doing a great job. Sitting in 2nd and 5th, and also the Haas guys sitting in 7th and 8th. Yellow Snowman, yeah, Yellow Snowman. You're right, Aston Martin 1st and 6th. Yellow Snowman told me that he's actually running no assists except for line today. So Yellow Snowman has gone.
Yellow is?
Yeah, he's killed all the assists except for his line today. So he's he's getting himself closer and closer to that full no assist lifestyle, which, I mean, he's doing a good job in the no assist tier too, so it makes sense that he's trying.
I don't understand how they do that on controller.
I don't get it either. It's crazy. It also blows my mind that he goes from...
jumped up to P2.
Yeah. Whoa. Excuse me. Yeah, holy smokes, Double A's. You are right. He is pacey today. Sitting in second? He's just 0.03 of a second behind Jack, too. This guy's got something to worry about, does Jack. He hardly ever reserves here. But when he does, he's usually pretty dang good. However, sometimes, I'm not going to say always, but sometimes chaos follows him. And I'm curious, Tolby, what do you think about today? Do you think he's going to be a bit of a tornado on track, or do you think it's going to be relatively clean?
I mean, he can... haven't seen too much of him. I think doesn't he races in Creator Series with you, no?
No, Jack's not. That's
no.
You're thinking about El Taco Man.
That's it. Okay, yeah, so I got him confused. So no, I really don't know much about El Taco.
Yeah, Jack Ledford, otherwise known as.
Oh,
yeah.
Jack Ledford. Oh no, yeah. Okay, I got you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like you said, he's kind of a magnet for trouble.
Mm-hmm. Never know. Now
it's his fault or somebody else's, but I mean, the people behind him are normally pretty clean drivers, though. So
that's true. This is very true. Yeah, we shall see what ends up happening. Now, somebody's saying that we should get D-Master in Tier 1 to try it out because of his pace. That's pretty funny. I wonder what he would do up there. It'd be pretty interesting to see. Now,
I mean, right now he would be qualied right there with Rich Sevi.
That's wild.
If you take his Tier 5 time, he'd be in P10. P11.
Yeah, he had a bit of an outlier lap today. That's for sure. Those are pretty nuts. Now, somebody else who's put on a bit of an outlier performance last week was Gamer, and right now he's on an outlap. An early outlap, though, gets over for a zooming car of Zeech, it looks like. I am curious to see what's going to happen with Gamer this week. You know, he obviously got a little bit lucky with strategy last week, but a lot of it was just pure skill. It just depends on when he's going to go ahead and start this lap. Our driver's going to be coming out of the pits before he gets to that start-finish line. I don't think so. So I think he'll have clear air for the entire lap, which he'll want.
Really a bad idea. I've seen a lot where people come out of that 2-minute mark, and it's just a traffic jam through the whole lap.
It's wild, yeah. It's like I've had to do a traffic-y lap here many times, and it is one of the scariest things in the world. Gamer, wait a second.
Mm-hmm.
What's he doing? A second outlap? Gamer is doing a second outlap to burn fuel. You're right. Hold on a second. So Gamer trying to go extra sweaty to really get rid of all the fuel. That is a new strat I haven't seen somebody do this season. Okay, Gamer. All right, I like this. Now I wonder how much wear those tires are going to have by the time he's done with this this light lap. We shall see. Ferrari passes him. Looks like it's probably Estenba. Yeah, it's Estenba. Oh, sorry, not Estenba. It's Axis out on his outlap. We've got a bit of a spun out car. I think it could be Zeech. Oh, Zeech had a little bit of a spin. Coming around turn 9. And he will...
Look at most of the people out on their outlaps. Everybody on the whole grid, if you look at the tires, are on scrub softs.
Yeah, Axis. A lot of them are. Actually, no. I'm seeing a lot of zero lappers. I think they're all on freshes.
On my screen, it all says 1.
Oh, that's funny.
My bad.
Yeah, it looks like it might be a visual glitch. It looks like they are all on freshies. Now I'm gonna go ahead and give some eyes and ears to. Let's give it to Esenba here in Tier 1 in the Ferrari. I want to watch his lap. He's about to start a lap. We're going to go ahead and give him the extra love here as we've got 1 minute and 18 seconds left in this session. And we've got a couple Alpines just coming around the very back end right now. I don't know if they're going to make it. They are really going to have to push. Specifically, I want to say it's Giantsfan. No, it's not an Alpine, excuse me. It is an Alpine. It's Sketchybull. He's going to be the one who has to push the most to get to this hot lap. We're on Estenba to go start a hot lap here. It'll be his final hot lap attempt. And let's go ahead and talk him through. He dives down to turn 1, late braking at the 50 board. Turn it as tight as he possibly can. Trail into the brakes and trail off the throttle. Good exit he gets. He's going to have to go full commit through turn 2 right there. Really good, just barely touching the curb, and a deep dive into turn 3. I like the way that he takes a low line to get that extra braking power as he like locks in to that corner. Up the hill here, they're going down into turn 7. Flat, super fast right-hander, and it's really good job to just barely catch that against the curb. Yeah, looks like it was Gamer. He is out of qualifying after crashing around turn 8, excuse me. So Gamer's done now. Best he's going to have is a 108.667, which is a terrible result compared to last week with winning the race. Here goes Esteban. Let's see where he's at coming across the sector 2 marker on his way down into turn 11. He is up on his time by only 0.06 of a second, but that would almost put him in contention to beat out Minico. It would not have him beating out Axis, as we are now done with letting new drivers qualify. Every single driver is out on a lap right now. Esteban, about to cross the line, comes across turn 14. What's he got in the tank? Is he going to be in the 8.5s, 8.4 even? Jack with an 8.1, and that's Esteban with an 8.572. Jack is the man to beat right now. Double A's coming around the second to last corner as well, with his teammate Giantsfan right in front of him, giving him a little bit of a tow. Who is going to be faster of the two? It's either Double A's or Giantsfan. I'm curious. Giantsfan, we're on his camera right now. He's going to go across. He goes a little bit faster, but then Double A's goes even faster.
It's about 500.
Wow.
That was that toe. It had to have been the toe right there.
Must have been right at the very final straight. Yeah, for sure. Now, Yellow Snowman, it looks like he's aborted this lap. He's got a McLaren behind him. He's going to have to get out of the way for this one. That is Double A's currently sitting on provisional pole. Oh, my gosh. What a lap from Double A's, man. That is quick. And Jack sits behind him. Giants in third. Snowman will cross the line, being done with that lap. Snakey in fifth. That's the best he's got. Axis is not on a lap either. There's a McLaren out there. Speedy Goose, he's going to go pit. That's qualifying done. And Double A's has done it with a pole position here in Netherlands with his teammate Giantsfan 2 positions behind. They sandwich out Jack into turn 1. Man, I don't think I could have asked for anything better.
That's gonna be an interesting turn 1.
I know.
Now whether Jack's gonna shoot it, the Williams can box him in.
Yep. And take a look. Notice how those three are 0.3 ahead of fourth place. Yellow Snowman at a 108.461 versus Giantsfan at a 108.224. It's 2.5 tenths separates the two of them, which is crazy. Then obviously right behind Yellow Snowman, it's Snakey to Dougie Falcon, Sketchable in the Alpine, Access in the Ferrari, and the other Aston Martin of Minico sits in 10th. The other Ferrari of Esteban in 11th, the Haas of Gamer in 12th, Bradax in 12th. I was messed that up. Esteban's in 10th, Gamers in 11th, Bradax in 12th, Sebi in 13th, Scornsy in 14th, Nathan in 15th, both the Red Bulls right next to each other, sandwiched by 2 McLarens, Speedy Goose in 16th, Zeech in 17th, Magic Ford in 18th, and Drixz in D5, the 2 Mercedes at the back 2 positions. Oh my golly gee.
So the Magical Four ahead wasn't on controller, and 2 seconds off the pace, the whole field would be within a second of each other.
It's dude. What even is this tier?
Everybody else is within 9 tenths of each other.
Oh my gosh. Well, Toby, like you mentioned, we're going to have a bit of an interesting rundown into turn 1 with the fact that we've got 2 teammates of the Williams garage and El Taco Jack sandwiched in between the 2 of them. Do you expect there to actually be contact into turn 1, or do you think we're going to make it through and maybe at least make it to turn 3?
I was about to say, if not in turn 1, then in turn 3. But I think El Taco Jack's going to go for it. I mean, he's going to have to. Because with the pace of Double A's and Giants, if he doesn't do it, I think right off the bat, it's going to be a long time before he gets to.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, too. However, what if he gets a bad launch and he still tries to overextend himself? Like, that's what I'm a little bit worried about, because I've seen so many people do that. They do get, not necessarily the best launch, and they overextend themselves like crazy. So I'm a little bit concerned, but you never know. It could end up being a lot cleaner than what I'm thinking, and all these drivers make it through the first few corners all right. Now, I do know that Yellow Snowman oftentimes talks about the fact that these first few turns always get a little bit nasty here in Tier 1. So let's see what they've got. Sebi says, watch this tire strat. What tires think he's starting on? Full wets?
I'd hope not. I mean, he's probably going to go, might go probably 2-stop. I'm going to say he's going to go soft, medium.
That's interesting. I've actually seen people extend a medium soft here with a 1-stop.
Yeah. I couldn't do it. The tire deck is super high.
I found it to be pretty low. I was yeah. I mean, I feel like
might have
this
been
track,
a setup problem.
It could be. I feel like depending on your setup, you can find a way to extend your tires pretty significantly here, and be able to grab upwards of 25 laps on mediums. It's pretty crazy. I do hear some lights counting down. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the countdown going into turn 1 with the lights. Let's have some fun here for round 8 at Netherlands. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights are on. And they're off. And it's race time. There we go. A little bit of a delayed start, but we got Double A's getting a really solid launch. Jack, an even better one. And Giantsfan a little bit sluggish going into turn 1. Jack's going to make a dive on the inside. You were right. I think he's got the line for it. It could be a pass. No, it's not. Double A's will defend it. Oh, big crash in the back. Huge crash. That's both the Ferraris and Minico all getting collected. Oh, no. I don't know who caused it, but that's 3 cars piled up into that one. Everybody makes it through turn 3 all right, though, so, good on them. However, the McLarens of Sebi and Speedy Goose getting a little bit of a squabble right there. Almost colliding with a Red Bull of Scornsy is Sebi, but he's going to find his way to make it through. And Sebi now sits in 11th, just behind Braided Axe. Good result for him on the launch. CDR Nathan, though, amazing launch all the way up into the points in 9th. And we got Yellow Snowman sitting in 6th in a scrap. Gamer behind everybody right there in 8th. The 2 Haas Garage looking pretty solid in 6th and 8th. Gamer going to get a really good run on Sketchy Bull. Sketchy Bull might be in a bad way right here. DeFi looks like he's disconnected, left the session. Sketchy Bull, big dive to hold off the position, and that's a bit of a tap for Gamer.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was almost dead. That was almost deadly. Up at the top, it's still the same alignment of the 3, podium finishers within the qualifying session. But Jack wants to change that. He's going to make a pass going down the start-finish straight. Double A's will just tuck behind and say, "Alrighty, you go ahead and hold that. I'll grab some slipstream from you." So interesting from Double A's to just let him through. What do you think about that strats right there? Oh,
I mean, it's like it's lap 1 of what happened. This Gamer.
Oh yeah, big. Yep. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but it's a full safety car actually. Oh no. Oh
Drixz
no.
is already up in P10.
What is it? How? How does he do this? That's unreal.
I don't know.
He's currently the biggest gainer. I'm almost certain. Don't even need to look. Yeah, 9 positions made so far. That's unreal. That is brutal though to see that both the 3 guys that crashed at the very beginning, and there's a big crash now in the middle as well. Between I want to say it was probably Braided. Yeah, Braided Axe is missing a wing. So him, Scorns I think got caught up. Gamer is missing an entire wing as well. And DeFi obviously as the AI just parked it, just waited, which was the smart thing to do. So the AI actually being kind of smart. Weird right there. CDR Nathan also up 7 positions. How do you feel about that one, Toby? That's a pretty good gain.
I'm glad. Rebel needs it today.
Yeah,
we've had a rough day today.
It's been a bit rough. I agree, but you know what? This might be the opportunity for them to come back at it. We're going to be under safety car conditions for a few laps here with CDR Nathan obviously sitting in 8th place, like we talked about a little bit. None of the guys in the top 8 will pit, but 9th and 10th, Sebi, who I think is sitting in 9th, he will pit. Does he need a wing? He does, badly.
Yeah, he's missing his whole wing.
Uh-oh. Him, Braided Axe, Gamer, all going to have to pit. And Nathan looks like he's disconnected and left the session. If we're able to get him an invite, that'd be great. Uh-oh. A couple people disconnecting here today. So everybody here in chat, how about that for a bit of a start, huh? That was nice and contentious. Esteban might be able to make up some positions back down the pit track. He will, after getting caught up in that lap 1 collision. He's back into it. So Esteban now into 18th. Axis into 16th. The 2 Ferraris, though, each lost 8 positions. Oh, that's rough. That's tough. And Drixz up 10. What? That's just... How? That's crazy, man.
I don't get it.
Took him 3 laps. That's it. 3 laps. And he's already like, yep, I'm in the points. Off of a quality ban.
By the end of it, he'll be back up there fighting with Giantsfan and Double A's and Taco.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I think they all have something to worry about with Drixz. I think he's got a bit of a vengeance. And when he drives, with a vengeance, he drives fast. Last week was a really good example of it. I mean, you saw that insane pace, right? Like, he could put it down.
Like, I thought he was done. He pit for Sauce last week. I was like, oh, well, he might score a point or 2. And next thing you know, he was up front. Mm-hmm. It was nuts. I don't
25. I think we said 25 seconds. Was it? A few laps?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and I think like 2. I think it was 2 laps. two and a half laps, or no, 2 laps, 3 laps, something like that.
That's crazy.
But still, either way.
Now we are getting notification from DTB Rich Sebi. He says he's taking hards to the end, and we've seen Rich Sebi try aggressive tire strats, and has it ever worked out for him, Tolby?
Not that I know of.
No, it hasn't. So we'll see if this will be a nice refresher for him, because he always tries it. You know what? Credit to him. He always tries it.
Yeah.
I appreciate the fact. I appreciate the fact
As
that
as a team principal, I wouldn't be okay with you trying crazy tire strats every race, but
yeah, he says 6 times the charm, which I think you are right. I think it is actually the 6th attempt on this. I think you genuinely have tried it 6 out of 8 races so far. So we'll see if this one works out. I think we've ended in punctures a couple times, and loss of all pace by the last few laps. You never know though. A good safety car timing could be the one that works it out. So who knows? Now, Mod is saying, how else is Mercedes supposed to get back to first when it comes to crazy tire strats of
I don't think they can.
everybody else?
I don't think they can.
You mean in the combined constructors or today in the race?
Oh, I mean combined. I think it's
Yeah,
y'all's. I
no
think
shot.
y'all's. You guys have it for the season.
I don't know. I think it's going to be tight to the very end. I really do. I really think it's going to be tight. However, speaking of tight, so far this grid has still been very tight. All 20 drivers still in here into lap 4, which is saying more than I think every other tier so far. Let's see what we've got going in to turn 1. We're about to get racing again. We are on El Taco Jack's POV. He's leading it slow and true. How will his launch be? He's waiting. He's really hanging it out there. Wait as long as he can. Double A is on the tailpipe. There he goes. Double A's got caught a little bit off guard from it. Giantsfan really got caught off guard, and Snaky even more. Now Dougie Falcons about to capitalize on Snaky's slightly lackluster restart. Big outside move from Dougie Falcons, trying to make a move around the outside into turn 1. Gonna barely give him any room, only enough that you're legally allowed to, or legally required to, and that puts Dougie onto the curbing, and he might have to concede this one. No, he doesn't. They're still side by side into turn 3. Holy smokes, Dougie make a big dive. I think he gets it done. He does. Dougie Falcons, 3 corners to get it done, but he does get it done. He's up in a 4th. And Drixz catches 5 seconds for probably an illegal overtake that he didn't concede, that I doubt was his fault. Or he got an illegal overtake.
Ignoring yellow flags. Yeah.
That, or he accidentally overtook somebody before the line, in which case it was his fault. I'm not sure. We'll have to take a look at the POV on that one. But he may have to serve those 5 seconds in the pits, as he has yet to pit still. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Yep, everybody with stops. Only 4 drivers so far. Esteban, who's moved up in place right now, sits in 16th. And Gamer, Sebi, and Braden have all made stops. Braden on 2 stops. Poor guy. Sits in the back. Drixz, though, all the way up into 8th, up 11 positions. And at the very top of the grid, it's still El Taco Jack, Double A's, and Giantsfan. And you were right. Jack needed to move into the front, and he made it happen, didn't he?
Yeah. For sure. Like we were talking about before, when the safety car came out, if I was Double A's, wouldn't have fought him anyway.
Yeah.
Like lap 1, lap 2. I mean, there's so much racing left. There's no reason to end your race.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that one. I think it's because of the fact that Double A's is, a slightly more mature racer, I would say, is a good way of putting it. He's a little bit older than the average crowd here in Moose Racing League. I think that means that he's going to take a lot more of a long-term thought process when it comes to the race. I've noticed that our older drivers seem to be a lot better at strategy and just not kind of blowing it all in the first couple corners. So Double A's, he knows, hey, 30 more laps to go. That's a ton of time. That's more than 40 minutes. We got time to get this thing done, so he should be chilling for a little while. Now, he does have his teammate and team principal right behind him, sniffing his tailpipe, who is really wanting a win today. To hold that championship lead, because he needs it. I think with how well Drixz has been doing, I think he needs it.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna check to see where Double A sits
On the championships? I think he's around
to see
66.
if Double A's is just, if it came down to it, is he gonna move and let Giants have it?
I don't know.
Or-
I think he's in P6. I think he's still theoretically in the fight.
Yeah, he's in P6. He's got 43 points with Giants fan at 81.
Yeah, so I think he's still theoretically in the fight. It'd be hard, but with only 2 more races to go after today, but it is definitely still doable. The Alpino Snaky, though, obviously he always snakes his way up to the front of the grid. And he's done the same thing today. We do have a McLaren of DTB Rich Sebi way in the back. Must have had a big problem or something on those hards that he wanted to take to the end. Is he going to have to go into the pits? I don't think so. No, he's going to stay
Alpine
out.
Snakey just took out Dougie.
No.
And just caused carnage. Just 4 or 5 cars
Oh
off
my
that.
gosh. Oh, Snakey. Huge bad rejoin.
Oh, Nathan's
Terrible.
out. Oh,
And Gamer.
Lord.
I
Gamer.
caught that in 4K. Snakey just started going straight forward onto the track. Right as Rampage
Oh,
in the chat says, Snakey making Belgium proud less than 5 seconds before Snakey spins it and drives directly onto track. Oh no. Oh no, that was bad news, Bears. That is bad.
Insane.
That is 3 drivers out, all in one corner, and safety car number 2 is out here. If anybody's able to clip that and put it in our chat, I'll go ahead and put it on the broadcast.
I got you. As
It's
soon as my phone, I
on
recorded
there.
it on Xbox. So
Oh boy. Yeah, if you can put that in here, that'd be great. I'll go ahead and find a way to broadcast it. That was rough. That's not good. Uh-oh. That's free points for some other drivers, though. That's Drixz moving up 2 more positions for free. He's now up 13
well, it
positions.
started with Snakey.
Yes. Oh, hold on a second. What?
Like, yeah, Snakey got into Dougie Falcons and they spun, and then it collected like 4 or 5 other cars and they all went off track. And then I looked away, and that's when you said that Snakey came back on the track.
Yes, he started
And
driving
that's
forward.
when he took out the other people.
Oh no. Oh no. That is rough. Also, it is pretty funny that Rampage said that literally right as Snakey did that.
That's
I can't,
nuts.
dude. I couldn't time that better if I tried. That's incredible. If only I was on this scene so we could have seen the chat right when it happened. Man, that would have been too good. Also, Sebi says 7th time is the charm for his silly strategies because he's gone back into the pits to put on a different set of tires because he said that didn't work. That is pretty funny. Poor guy. Wow, that was bad. That was a tough.
Also, Jack Pit.
Yeah, I wonder if he got caught up in it.
Okay.
That
Jack
or
was way out front.
yeah, he was way out front. So he's on just fresh hards. He just wanted to get on the fresh hards to take these to the end, probably. So he's only got 28 laps of running on these. He'll be at 60% by the end of the race, but it's doable. I think it's doable. Sketchy says, my life flashed before my eyes. He spun right in front of me, and I somehow didn't die or lose my wing. Now, Sketchy Bull, if you happen to have a POV of that, please send it in our Tier 1 chat. I want to see what happens so bad. Drixz, serving us 5 seconds right now under safety car. Genius move right now. This is the time. He will be coming out in second to last place, so he'll be having a lot of work to do. Third to last place, I think. He might get in front of this.
You want it in your DMs or you want it in the Tier 1 chat?
You can throw it in my DMs. That's fine. Drixz will be second to last place as he comes out. Oh, Rampage says Snakey says that Dougie spun in front of him. Interesting. Interesting. Well, we are definitely going to have some conflicting POVs.
We're about to look. We're about to find out.
We shall see. Did you already throw it in my DMs?
Yeah, I just sent it.
Gotcha. Well, in the meantime, while I pull that out, tell me about what you're thinking about this race right now. Is we got 2 Williams sitting on the top 2 positions.
So yeah, like I said, those are my top 2 picks. I was taking those 2 from the get-go. I've been racing with Giantsfan a couple times this week. He always has pace, and I've been rooting for him to finally get his first win of the season. Double A's pace is crazy. DeFi up to P4 from 19th. The only person that started behind him was Drixz.
Wow.
And Drixz is back at the back because he decided to pit.
That is,
And the safety car is coming in.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, then just kidding. We will watch this clip later. Yeah, we're not going to miss this hit car restart. We'll go ahead and watch that clip a little bit later, everybody. In the meantime, let's get back into the action with Double A's restarting us here on lap 9 of round 8 here and Tier 1 from Moose Racing League. Let's see what Double A's has got on this restart. He's usually pretty dang good on these restarts. We were mentioned that he plays the patient game, and his patience has paid off. He's holding it right around that 50. There he goes. Good launch right there. And his teammate getting a good launch away from Speedy Goose, who's found his way into 3rd. Really great drive from him so far. DeFi back in the race, back in control of his car, sits in 4th. Amazing recovery for him as well. Scornty into 5th. Miniko in 6th. Actus in 7th. Those are the guys left out on the mediums from the start. And then Esteban in 8th after having to make a last or pit stop after turn 1. Esteban, will he make a move around the outside of his teammate? Doesn't have it yet. Nope. Not going to have it on the inside either. No switchback available. Back at the front, it's Double A's and Giantsfan still leading it with plenty of gap in between the two of them, and then the Ferraris are right on each other. Hold on a second. This could be trouble. Esteban to Axis. Is he going to give him room, or is he going to go fly through? Axis is a reserve driver tonight. Will Esteban feel hard done by if he holds him up? That's what I'm curious about. Esteban looks like he's pushing, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
And he's got pressure from Jack. Makes a move down the inside of him as well. That's where the reason why he was pushing, I'm sure. He's got a Christmas color sandwich right now between those three cars. 2 Ferraris of red and the green of the Aston Martin. And though it is only August, it still feels like Christmas with the presence of this amazing racing that we get every single week. How about that for a segue? El Taco Jack trying to show us exactly what I mean by the presence of this great racing as he makes a move down the inside, coming out of the final corner into the start-finish straight. Easily done in front of the Ferrari of Axis, and he's good to go. Up into 7th, right behind his teammate who sits in 6th, though he has way better tires, so those fresh hards are doing work for him. Do we see him finding his way up into the podium places pretty quickly? What do you think?
Yeah, these medium tires. I mean, you got probably what, about 6, 7 more good laps on them. Well, decent laps on them. The good laps are gone.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Still decent laps, but those fresh hards are
Yeah, I think you're right. Now he's
you just watch him in and out of the corners. He's got so much grip.
It's crazy. His teammate of Minico just let him through as well. Now he's right up on the back of Scornsy. Right up on the back of Scornsy. Scornsy sitting duck almost. There's a yellow flag in the back. Who is it? It's a Ferrari. It's Esteban.
Esteban.
He's spun it around, but it's no safety car, I'm sure. Speedy Goose holding off the assault of DeFi. And El Taco Jack, huge dive on the inside of Scornsy, makes it done. But Scornsy with a great run out of that one. I think El Taco Jack actually wanted to give it back for an illegal overtake. Maybe now down the inside as well. What is going on with these two? I'm not sure, but...
Or he wanted the DRS. Oh, I know. It wasn't even enabled.
Yeah, it wasn't. There's Minico on the outside right there into Scornsy going into turn 1. It's going to be too wide between Scornsy and Minico. They are on equal tire strategy, so that's the race between the two of them. El Taco Jack just kind of on his own little thing right now, and it's still side-by-side going into turn 2 and turn 3. Nice dive from Minico, gets in front, but will Scornsy get the switch back? Can't find the under grip, and it's Minico back up in front of the Red Bull. Looking like a good old regular here in Netherlands. He's flying. Scornsy not able to find a way through. Back up at the front. Let's go ahead and take a look at the two Williams drivers. This pair of domination in Tier 1 today. This is not what I woke up expecting to say with these two guys doing so well. I didn't think Williams was going to be this dominant into Tier 1, but they are flying, aren't they?
Oh, they are.
Do I see
they just dropped Speedy Goose out of DRS.
Yep.
So if they just start working together, they can just pull off and try to leave the rest of the pack. DeFi
just found a way to dive down the inside and outside of, I want to say that's turn 12. I don't know how he did that. That was insane. However, he doesn't have DRS, and Speedy Goose does. So DeFi is actually under pressure. And at the front, it's Double A's and Giantsfan swapping. Ah, interesting. You said something about a swap, and it's happened. Huh, this is interesting.
Giantsfan might have pulled the TP card. I don't know. Or
could have.
It's going to take turns.
Dude, I just watched one of the most nasty overtakes I've ever seen.
Right back up there.
Dude, I don't know if you were on his POV. That was nasty. That was so filthy. Coming into turn 2, he faked out an inside dive on the McLaren with Speedy Goose. Then Speedy Goose went a little bit deep. And then into turn 3, Speedy Goose went mad deep. Jack was so early on the brakes and was full pegged on the throttle through the entirety of the left-hander at turn 3 and got in front of him underneath. That was bonkers. I don't know how he did that. Where's that grip? How does he do that? That's crazy talk, man. A little bit further down, we got Sketchy Bull right up in the back of Minico. He's trying to challenge it up. He's also on fresher tires. Those old mediums are starting to die a little bit. And Jack is, really proving us right on that one as he's about to make a move on the outside of DeFi going through the final corner. DeFi barely giving him any room, but it's enough to let him through. However, DeFi does still have DRS. It's going to be a deep send from DeFi. No, he decides to play the long game. He could have sent that one, I think, as Jack went pretty deep. Yellow flag?
Being smart.
Oh, big yellow flag. Oh, it's a backwards car. Dougie Falcons. Dougie Falcons somehow found a way to reverse off of track and get out of everybody's way. That was actually pretty solid awareness right there. I don't know exactly what happened to him, but he is way out.
Visible damage.
Is anybody else higher up the grid? Sebi, I think I saw might have been part of that. No, I don't see him. Braided Axe. Braided Axe. That's it. He's got no wing.
Braided Axe, yeah.
Yeah, forehead is looking fine. Estenbot also looks fine. But it's Dougie Falcons and Braided Axe, I think, who came together right there. Let's go ahead and take a look at Drixz. He's right up in the back of his old friend and rival, Yellow Snowman. Back in the day, fun fact, did you know these two were fighting for a championship? I want to say it's season 4.
That was right before I got here.
Yep. Oh, speaking of Yellow Snowman, look at that late outside move from the outside of Scornsy. Ooh, that was brave. However, Yellow Snowman will actually still have DRS too, so he'll be able to hold this going in the next corner. And Scornsy is vulnerable from Drixz. As we know, he always gets really good exits to the corners. There's the run that I was talking about. That was a really great run, and it's going to be done and dusted. Zeech is out. Oh, no. Zeech has retired. Huge dive from Drixz. That was too much. That's Drixz. That was a mistake. That was a big mistake from Drixz. Oh, he's
and he collected Sebi.
And he just had an unsafe return right there as well. Oh, no. He just collected Estenbot as well. And he just got DQ from the session from blocking the pit lane. Whoa.
So Giantsfan is doing a dance right now.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. What was that? Oh my gosh. Well, I had made a joke about
I didn't see it.
That was not good. That was not good. That's what that was. And Sebi just caught up in something he could not control. Oh, man. I think we're going to go ahead and watch that snaky clip, but if you happen to have time to clip that one as well, that'd be wicked. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I did not see that. I saw the end of it.
Wow. Well, we're going to go ahead and take a look at this clip. I'll go ahead and play this for you guys. Let me, So this is Snaky right here. It looks like he's coming around into the back of Dougie Falcons. Oh, Dougie had spun, yep. And then Snaky goes way wide, nothing he can do. Oh, that Mercedes barely dodged it. And watch Snaky right here. He starts inching on the track, and he clips that Red Bull. And that was it. Snaky shouldn't have inched on. Right there. That was it. Oh, man. That was, Go ahead and take a look back at one more time. He goes way wide right there. The Alpine! Did you see that drift from the Alpine?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, like...
Watch the Alpine right here. Around the outside, perfect drift. I think that Sketchy Bull somehow drifts around the outside, and then he creeps on right there, clips the Red Bull, and then that's where all the carnage happens. Oh my gosh. But yeah, Sketchy Bull with the save of the century. I don't know how he found his way around that. I need to see his POV from that, because that's unreal. That was something special. Holy crap. That's funny. Remember how last week we were talking about how tier 1 has been the cleanest tier of all time and nothing ever happens here, all that kind of stuff, and then this week we're down 6 drivers in 16 laps.
I just think this is a track. It's been like this most of the day.
That's a fair point. Yeah, I also heard that WOR and all the other like big time leagues as well have been having a lot of troubles here when it comes to people finishing. So yeah, that's a very good point. It's a very good point.
Test Rose in the chat says still cleaner than an esports race.
I mean, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, like I heard that, I saw a tweet from Marcel Kiefer that said that WOR had, I think, barely 10 finishers. Tier 1
right.
WOR, which is crazy. That's wild. I'm curious, if we're going to have
Invite back the yellow.
Are you going to send some people some invites? Be great.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
Oh, so Zeech DC'd it when he DC'd it. DNF'd him.
Dang.
I don't know why this game does that.
Yep. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, you're good.
Sorry, I just had to do something real fast.
I see it.
Ah, yes. Perfect. All right, looks like we're about to get going racing again one more time. After the third safety car. Unreal. This is crazy. Looks like Sevi sent me another couple clips as well, so this is gonna be super fun to see how those turned out. I'm excited to watch those. Maybe in the next safety car if we get another one. We shall find out.
I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not too, right? Alrighty. Get ready to go racing here. We are almost about after it. About 20 laps left to go. Let's see what we got. It looks like, yeah, Jack says instead of staying on the used hards, I pitted new mediums because everyone else had to pit. So I stay P3 with new mediums. People around me have hards. That is honestly not a bad move. It looks like he's on a pretty solid spot. Sketchable also on that same strategy as well, along with Magical Forehead, Estenba, all on identical strategies. So let's see if that pays off for them. I think it should. I'll tackle Jack. Pretty solid launch right there. Yellow Snowman, great launch though, as he's leading the race here in Tier 1. I think his first time leading a Tier 1 race in a hot minute. Pretty impressive. That he's on it, but he's really on it, and that's Giantsfan though. We're gonna close down the gap.
Fast.
Yeah. Do we see him moving to turn 3 here? I think we might. Double A's trying to look for a move on DeFi. Doesn't have it though. I'm on Giantsfan. I need to see this. I think it's gonna happen sooner than later. Giantsfan looks for the outside line. No shot.
Switch back. No.
Almost has it.
It was close.
Yeah. Yellow Snowman would be one to give him room though, but I think that Giantsfan's smarter than that to try to send it here on these fast turn 7s. Now, El Taco Jack behind him, though, is going to be out, full aggression mode. And so he needs to make sure that Yellow Snowman keeps a good pace so he can hold off El Taco Jack. Otherwise, it's going to be absolutely wild. D-Master says, this commentary is making these safety car periods feel so short. I appreciate that. That's the goal, man. I want to make sure you guys are enjoying the excitement today. Because this has been extremely exciting. It's unreal. Every single week, it's crazy. DeFi giving us the exact reason why it's so crazy. He almost got in the back of El Taco Jack, but Double A's looks for a move on the inside of him. Hopefully, maybe at the next one.
Should get Snowman here. Snowman's on 8-lap older tires, and Giantsfan is.
This is true. There's one. And there's El Taco Jack. It's gonna be 3 wide.
Be
Oh no,
yeah.
This is bad. Did we never like this? Oh no, no! Can he make it through? It's genuinely 3 wide coming on the exit of that corner. That Yellow Snowman losing too, and El Taco Jack threw both of them. What? How does he find his way through? That was absurdly impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was grip on the mediums. You're right. How does he do that? How does he do that? That's crazy. DeFi now side by side with Yellow Snowman. Yellow Snowman giving him just enough room. DeFi playing very smart though, and not going overdoing it. That was smart right there. DeFi giving him all the amount of racing room needed. Same thing with Yellow Snowman. So that was clean racing right there. But just a plain good move. Yellow Snowman right here sits in 4th, but he's under pressure now from Double A's. Those old hards are falling off. He's on the oldest tires on the grid right now. The only one not to pit from that last safety car. Interesting strats from Snowman.
Position instead of the tires. Probably should have went to tires.
Yeah, I would have gone for mediums. I think I would have gone for mediums as well. Now a little bit farther back, we got Speedy who sits in 7th. Wow, he's actually done a pretty solid race today. Sitting in pretty decent points. Scornsy, the other Red Bull, who is still in it, sits in 8th. And El Taco Jack with a 10.999 in race. That is a silly quick lap time. In race especially. That's crazy. A little bit behind that, Estenba and Magical Forehead side by side going into turn 1. This is tight. What? Oh, speaking of tight, look at Estenba around the outside. Turn 3.
Outside.
Oh, gosh. How do these guys do this, man? It blows my mind when I look at all these alternate lines. They still find a way to make work. Speaking of which, Sketchy Bull and Yellow Snowman side by side making alternate lines. Ooh, it's almost collision. Just enough room, but it was tight. Yeah, Yellow Snowman's a sitting duck out there on those old hards. I mean, I don't know.
He is.
I don't know, man. I don't think he's been like overly bullied either. I think it's just he's just in a really bad way with those tires. Speedy Goose is catching him down too, half a second away from him. The DRS train is still the whole grid long minus Braided Axe. And Dougie Falcon's however sketchy, but looks like he's running out of the DRS. Yeah, I don't think he was going to have it. So now we got 2 trains. One from Jack down to Double A's and one from Sketchy Bull back to the back. Minico behind Scorpion.
Giantsfan actually doesn't have it on El Taco either.
Ooh, you're right. Now Scornsy just got passed up by Minico. Yellow Snowman just got passed up by Speedy Goose. That's 2 passes down the start-finish straight. Speedy Goose really deep, actually, into turn 1. And Yellow Snowman might take a look at him. I think he's actually side-by-side. They are side-by-side going into turn 2 and 3. But it's just barely not... There's not a whole lot of racetrack right there. It's really hard to keep it side-by-side. And there's Speedy Goose getting in front of Yellow Snowman. Minico holds it off of Scornsy. But you're right. Giantsfan has lost it out to Jack. Hold on a second. This could be huge for the Aston Martin garage in the hopes of Jack winning this race.
I think Jack has to go ahead and run while he can, while he has the advantage on the tires before the transfer window comes. Because once they fall off, Giantsfan is going to have pace on them.
Mm-hmm.
So you just got to gap out while you can.
Yeah, now I've seen mediums go really long here, so I'm not too worried about a 20-lap-old medium tire, if I'm being honest with you. I saw, in Tier 5, like D-Master, I think he was on, like, barely 50%, and his mediums are 20 laps old. Now, they obviously don't push nearly as hard as they do here in Tier 1, but even if he's at, like, 65%, I think Jack would still be able to hold on to a 55% hard tire Giantsfan. So I think this might have actually been the smartest play to get on those mediums. I don't know. They seem to be oddly good here. Of all the tires, it seems to be like a bit of an outlier tire. Nice little rhyme right there. It seems to be a bit of an outlier in the tire lineup. So we shall see. It'll be interesting. We got 14 laps left to go, and we're looking at all the people that still have yet to make up some big positions. Do we see somebody like Minico finding his way into top 5? What are you thinking?
I mean, he's basically sat where he's been for a while, other than taking over Yellow Snowman on the old tires. I don't see him going up there and contending with the top guys.
Yeah, I think especially because of the fact, Speedy Goose is pretty far away and Sketchy Bull's really far away from the top 4. Yeah, I think you're right. It's probably going to be pretty hard for him to catch back up. Now, Sketchy Bull has only made up 2 positions. Speedy Goose has made up 10, and DeFi is up 16. Though DeFi, it's getting really squirrely coming around the final corner. I think he made a mistake, and Double A's has gotten in front of him. Double A's, though, will also have DRS, so should be able to hold it as well, but they're outside of DRS range now on Giantsfan and Jack. Do we see a 2-car squabble here between DeFi and Sketchy Bull? I think we might. Or, sorry, DeFi and Double A's. I think we might. Speedy Goose gets passed up by Minico. Going to turn 1. Scornsy still hitting his marks down in 8th. Yellow Snowman right behind him in 9th. Looks like his tires are starting to come to life, and he's starting to find some pace again. But he's under pressure from Esteban. Oh, really under pressure from Esteban. Almost clips him, actually. No way he tries this. Yeah. I was scared. It looked like Esteban was going to try him into this corner right here. Have you ever seen people like actually make it work going side by side up that hill with all those windy corners?
No.
I knew the dive was coming.
Definitely not.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. It's very hard to make it work. And Esteban tried to make a bit of an opportunistic dive going into turn 8. I like that move though. That's a move that I pulled off earlier today over Mod, but then it'd take me to 6 more corners to actually make it stick. But it's a good place to start and overtake that diving right-hander. I want to say it's turn 8 or 9. It's tough, but it is definitely a good spot to start, so we shall see. Now, I'm hearing from J-Joe in the chat. Ooh, speaking of which, actually, real fast before we get into that, Esteban really up on the back of Yellow Snowman. He's going to dive on the inside. It's going to be done and dusted before the corner gets started, turn 1. I'm hearing from J-Joe that this is actually Jack's favorite track. It's his best track, so it could make sense why he's so good here. Yeah, that could be it. I think that...
everybody's got their favorites that they excel at, and then they also have ones that they just hate to drive.
Yep. Exactly. What is that track of yours that you're just like so not a fan of?
Spa.
Ah, that's a fair one.
I despise Spa. Yeah.
It's funny. I really like it, but it's really hard. It's exceptionally difficult. It's a tough one. Rampage says Spa ? In all caps. He's outraged. And speaking of outrage, I think there's a team.
I don't finish races there.
That's fair.
I don't finish races there, so
that's fair. Well, if I was to talk about outrage and a specific team principle, I'd say it's the Alpha team principles, both of them, the Alpha Tauri and Alfa Romeo. Both of them have 2 drivers out of the points. Yellow Snowman is right up on the edge of points, so his team principle might not give him a total verbal thrashing. But outside of that, it's just 2 teams that have no points so far: Alpha Tauri, Alfa Romeo, and maybe Haas by the end of this race. Do we see any post-race penalties that you remember?
Sketchy Bull.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he did.
there's definitely gonna be post-race penalties
Yeah,
in between that big crazy pileup of that clip I sent you. I don't know exactly all that happened in there,
with
but
Snaky and
there's
Dougie
gonna be
and all
about
that kind of
14
stuff.
principals in on that one.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Now, one thing to take a look at, actually, look at Giantsfan. Did you notice that Jack was almost 2 seconds ahead a little while ago, and now it's shrunk down to just 1.3, 1.4. Giantsfan's finding some
Keep
pace.
an eye on it.
Yeah, those tires are starting to come alive right here, and I think that that Giantsfan has a real shot at catching back up to El Taco Jack, and Jack's got to be a little bit wary and you know, checking his mirrors a little bit more than usual, because he's got somebody not just that's almost matching his pace, but also the guy behind him is not going to challenge him because it's his teammate.
Right.
So double A's, and I know
He doesn't
double
have
A's.
to worry about defending. He can just worry 100% about the attack.
Exactly, and double A's will defend D5 for him. So there's genuinely no worry for Giantsfan. He just gets to roll on through and chase him down. So yeah, I'm saying El Taco Jack's in danger, honestly. Look at that. He's now under that 1 second mark.
He's in DRS.
Yeah. Well, only just, right? It's right on the cusp. But it seems like every lap or so he's getting about a 10th or two. With 10 laps to go, 1/10 per lap, Giantsfan would overtake him by the final lap if we keep that exact trajectory. Now, obviously, it's never quite like that, but just, you know, some fun maths to think of. It's very reasonable to see Giantsfan making a move before the end of this race.
He just took 2/10 off of him in that corner.
That was huge. That was huge. Yeah, you can see the lines that Jack is taking. It seems like Jack's tires are starting to get a little bit too hot. I think he has to cool them down. Yeah. D-Masters is a big snap for Jack. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about with that hot tire.
Some people make the mistake. I do it all the time. Of when I come from quali into the race, I forget to turn down my tire pressures.
Yep.
And I've done it multiple times. And then you just overheat your tires and you're done. It's
so easy to. You're right. I think it's I personally, honestly, I can never really change him because I'm so scared of that exact thing. Oh my gosh, look at Giantsfan. He just got 2 more tenths. Yeah, that DRS zone is giving him a lot of work. Uh-oh. Yellow flag? D5. D5 spun.
D5.
Safety car fully out. Oh, no. That is... And D5 gets DQ'd for blocking pit lane. There's nothing he could do. He just tried to not get in the way. And both the Mercedes are out. Oh, my gosh. Both on DQs for blocking the pit lane here at Zandvoort. No freaking way. And now El Taco Jack is screaming. What's he going to do?
I mean, everybody's going to fit for softs.
Everyone's going to go for softs, yeah. Also, remember how I mentioned that Magical Forehead was just praying for an Oprah race and he might be able to sneak a point out? He's actually not too far away from it. Literally 3 drivers away. And he's got what he wants. You know, that's hilarious. Wow.
And these late safety cars, I mean, you see it Tier 1, Tier 2 all the time. The late safety cars usually cause more carnage towards the end.
Yeah, now, I will say, it's usually only like 2 cars that really get caught up in it. It's not like a really big one. However, this track is known for sometimes bigger ones. Giantsfan will have to go in. Double A's, though, will also have to go in, but he's going to go slow so he doesn't double stack. And Sketchy Bull doesn't have to go slow. So, interesting. I'm curious how much this is going to hinder them with this double stack between these two. I'm watching the Mercedes, or the Williams. Oh, that's brutal.
Perfect. That was perfect timing. He lost maybe a split
mediums?
second.
Double A's on mediums? Giantsfan's on mediums?
Well, Taco Jack on softs.
Braided Axe stays out?
I think he was afraid of double stacking, but
oh, they probably don't have new softs. That's a good point. I bet you. So D-Master says no new softs. I think Giantsfan and Double A's might actually be out of softs. Now, some people are saying mediums are the right tire. I don't think so. I think the softs are the right move.
I think in Tier 2 we saw this too. There was a late safety car. A couple people went for softs, a couple people went for mediums, and it was the same thing that was just happening.
Yeah.
With El Taco, like his tires started to fall off, and the guy on the harder compound started catching him towards the end of the stint.
Yeah, I mean,
that might be what they're going for.
Exactly. Like I jumped into the pits, on softs at the very end, and I took them to about this long as well for about a 7-lap shootout, and they were just fine. So I don't know, man. I think the softs would have been the move. However, the medium might make it. Now, braided axle and magical forehead both not pinning, but it's from the same garage. I don't know why they did that.
And they're going to be moving chicanes.
They're looking for track position. That's their only chance.
Guys. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's just going to do nothing but help out Jack.
Yeah. However, I think braided axe will get beat out on the start by both the Williams. I don't know about Sketchy Bull getting them, but I think braided axe and magical forehead will both get beaten out. Yeah. Minico, I think he should pit one more time just to get rid of... yeah, he does. He does. That's smart. Get rid of the 5-second for speeding in the pits. That was smart. That was really smart. I usually wouldn't have the foresight to do that, but definitely smart for him. He's going to go on some softs and take it to the end. I'm sure. Actually, he might be stuck on mediums. Nope. There's softs. Yeah. So lucky enough for there. Hold on a second. El Taco Jack on really slow on that safety car. Interesting. This is so weird, man. I don't know, dude. I don't agree with that medium call. There's only one garage that shows the mediums, and it's Williams. And every other garage is on softs. What do we think, Tolby? Do we think this is going to work out for them, or do you think they're about to get swallowed alive?
No, I think Giantsfan and Double A's have the pace to hold off the soft guys. And I honestly think Giantsfan will get El Taco for the end.
You really think
so? If I was
so?
putting money on it, if I was betting, I think Giantsfan will get him before the end.
I think that's a very bold prediction here. Also, hello, Pat. Hello, everybody in the chat. Hope you guys are doing great. Thanks for hanging out here. AK did it in Tier 3 and had faster pace at the very end. This is fair. But it's a question of how much will the pace differ for the first few laps. Let's see what's going to work out. Giantsfan and Double A's are following their brother from Tier 3, AK, who did the exact same strategy, chose the mediums when everybody else chose the softs. And AK almost got the win from it, but did not find his way. Somebody else on softs did get the win, and that's something that I just want to mention. However, we got braided axe right up on the back of El Taco Jack. El Taco Jack waiting so long to get this thing restarted. As long as he possibly can. Braided axe way wide right there. Going to give Giantsfan a good POV of the launch. And look at the grip coming out of that corner. It's done and dusted. There's no way the Alpha Tower holds this one. It's going to be a super send from Giantsfan going into turn 1. There it is. He's already sized it up. And it's down the inside. And it's easily gripped up. And he's through with absolutely no problem. Magical Forehead sits in 4th. Holding off Double A's desperately. Double A's almost catching the rear end of the Alpha Tower. Double A's needs to find a way around the outside. Maybe down the inside. Smart move from Double A's. There he goes. Switchback underneath. They clicked almost. Oh my gosh, is Alpha Tower alive?
That was so close.
Woo!
How did he save that?
I don't know. Magical Forehead is very thankful he's wearing brown pants, I'm sure, because that was scary. And there's Sketchy Bull almost getting on the grass and losing it as well. Yellow flag in the back. Big yellow flag in the back. It's Yellow Snowman, Ducky Falcons, and Minico. I don't know who caused that one, but I have a feeling I know, and I'm scared to say it. Oh, no. Now Taco Jack sits up in the lead still with quite a good margin, but Giantsfan and Double A's are chasing not too far out. Braided Axe sits in 4th. Estemba right up on his tail in 5th. 2/10 away. It is tight. And Giantsfan looks like he's catching back up to El Taco Jack slowly but surely. There goes Estemba to the inside of Braided Axe. Nothing he can do. El Taco Jack puts down a 10-1. Great lap right there. And now Magical Forehead, who I said was playing the Oprah race game, sits in 8th place in points position, making a switch back on Speedy Goose. Not going to have the grip for it, though. He's going to have to give it up. And that's Scornsy right behind him, taking around the outside into turn 2 and turn 3. And another overtake from the Ferrari, and that's Magical Forehead stuck in the 9th now. Now to 10th, and Minico's retired in the pits. He's called it quits. And we're 2 drivers away from an Oprah race. And his bad luck has come back. Minico, with the one leaf clover from a long time ago, is getting that award again, I'm sure, today. Look at Giantsfan's pace, though.
So I think Giants has to stay in the DRS. It gets activated next time around.
Yep, you're right.
He's done really well about staying there for these first 2 laps.
It's a good point. Yeah, he has been right up on it. Now
he has way more ERS.
Oh, that is interesting. I didn't notice that. You're right. It's a 20% advantage. Hold on a second. Is AK from Tier 3 Did he just gift his garage the ultimate strategy by showing them that it actually works? And it's now the Williams garage going to be using their own team strategy to grab a last-minute win off of the Aston Martin garage. This could be pure scenes in the final 4 laps here at Netherlands. I am expecting it to be as scrappy as possible. And I know Giants fan and Jack never failed to deliver upon that when asking. Speedy Goose, though, sits in 7th right behind the Alpine of Sketchy Bull. Looks like he's actually got the pace on him, too. And they're choked up behind Braided Axe.
Yeah, Sketchy's kind of getting held up by Braided Axe, and it's giving Speedy Goose a look.
Oh, Sketchy Bull way off, yep.
Sketchy Bull off.
He recovers it, though. No spin, of course, but Magical Forehead sits in 10th. Still holding it off from Yellow Snowman. I don't know how. Magic Forehead actually might score a point at this current moment, which is crazy. Giants fan still sits in 2nd. You're right. Look at that pace. He's 5/10 off. He's right there. How has Jack's pace fallen off so significantly? I know. I don't think Giants fan will go for it here, though. Yeah, he won't. He's just using DRS, not using any energy. Look at that. He's saving it all. He fakes a dive, but doesn't go for it, and he's going to get good exit coming out of 1. Into 2, looks to just hold this exact same gap, knows that Jack is a consistent driver. He doesn't need to worry about maybe a big spin or something like that in front of him. Just needs to put on the hardest, most impressive laps he can. And Esteban sitting in 4th, looking to find a way to get in front of Double A's. It's 2 big battles for positions. It's the 4th and 3rd fight and the 2nd and 1st fight. Those are the tight ones right here up at the top end. The podium is all but settled as 4 drivers fight for 3 spots. And 2 of them fight for the top. It's Giants fan and Jack. Jack still holding him off, but only 3/10. It's dwindling every lap, isn't it?
It is. I think Giants fan is honestly sitting there, like, gonna make Jack use his ERS, use his tires to try to defend, and then do it probably last lap, second to last lap.
I think so too. That or sooner than
He's
later.
He's making him burn up whatever he has.
Yep. I think what Giants fan needs to do, though, he needs to start actually using some energy to scare Jack a little bit. Like right here, he needs to scare Jack a little bit more. There you go.
I mean, he could have got him right there. He could have dove that
easily,
no problem, and had him.
Yeah, easily could have. Yeah, I think he needs to scare him a little bit more, and put on a couple more, big moves to get him worried. But right now, Giants fan literally has a full battery.
Yeah, he has almost double the ERS of Taco Jack.
Yeah, this is crazy.
It's just a matter of when he wants to make the move. He's in control right now, basically.
This is true. Now, I did hear something from D-Master. He says he may be trying to get Double A's to get up into this fight as well. So that's something to pay attention to. Ooh, Jack going a little bit wide there coming out of 9. That was scary. Going into turn 10. It's a bad exit from El Taco Jack, and Giants fan looks to maybe make a capitalization. He's going to scare him into making the move, but again, big brake check right there. And Double A's, look at how much he's catching up. Huge lockup on the rears for El Taco Jack. Slides through turn 11. All the way into it, and Double A's now has DRS. It is a pretty convincing double podium as of right now for the Williams garage, and that could be the master strats that D-Masters are talking about with holding him off, so that way Double A's can get up into the fight. I think it's a dive going to be happening right here, and he's going to use all the energy to get away from him.
Yeah.
No!
Oh, nope. Tuck back in.
One more lap of asking. He's going to wait. But Jack is using energy. He's trying to run away. He just doesn't have it. Look at literal 100% battery right there from Giants fan.
Yeah,
Double A's is
Giants
back into it.
Just waiting.
Yeah, Double A's is now down to absolutely no battery, though. He's down to 15%, so he's used it all to get back up there. But it gapped out Esteban 3.5 seconds. Huge gap right there. Now Scornsy and Axis fighting it as well for 6th and 7th. So these battles are all the way up and down the field. It is nowhere near just a fight for the top. But Giants fan and El Taco Jack is the one we've been watching very tightly, as this is where all the bacon is. All the good points are up here in P1, P2, P3. And the fastest lap, as of right now, I'm actually not sure who has it. It's actually El Taco Jack who currently has the fastest lap, so he would be taking max points if he comes across the line a winner. If he doesn't come across the line line winner, then Giants fan would have to get the fastest lap somehow, which I don't see him doing these last few steps of the race. Now's the time. Right. Giants fan needs to go for it. There he goes.
Do it. Yep, ERS on, DRS on.
No matter what Jack does, Jack could burn all the energy he has. There's nothing he can do about it. Huge move right there from Giants fan for the lead. Big pass. Giants fan, have to hold off there. It's Jack turning into him.
Lost it.
I think Jack closed the door on him way too hard, genuinely, on that one. Oh, no, that was scrappy. Jack gave absolutely no room on the inside right there. I think Giants fan's going to feel pretty hard done by. Now he's going to have to fight super hard to get this move done. Though Jack has 8% battery and Giants fans got 50%. Going into the next DRS zone, I expect to see the biggest send in the world from this Williams driver.
Oh, yeah, he's not going to hold back this time after that.
And Jack looks weak. This is the move right here. Right here. It's going to be one more corner, and Giants fan's going to look for it. It's a good exit right there for Giants fan. It's done. I bet you he gets it. Yep, he gets it. Done and dusted long before the corner. What will Jack do to defend this one? He can't defend it. He has to stick behind. And Giants fan, I think, has done enough. Jack might be able to find some grip, but it's not enough. That's Giants fan. He gets the lead. Jack's going to try to find a way through in the final corner. Doesn't have it. And will Double A's find a way up into it? He does not have it. It's Jack. He has the DRS advantage, but the ERS is enough for Giants fan. I think he should lead it. He does. Giants fan gets the win, and it's a 1-3 for the Williams with Jack sandwiched in between the qualifying order. Almost identical, but the Williams flipped. What a finish to end this race. And Esteban into 4th, Speedy Goose into 5th, Axis, great drive from him in 6th, and Scornsy into 7th, Braided Axe in 8th, Snowman coming home with some points, and Sketchy Bull will take the final point with Magical Forehead just 4/10 out of it. Almost found a way to get it, man. He almost had it. Wow, wow, wow. What a finish. That was exceptional. Gibbsy says, I told you about those mediums, and he was right. He was right. Wow. What a finish.
This is really smart racing by Giants fan.
This is really smart. And he finally got his win. Finally. And that makes 8 race winners here in Tier 1. 8 race winners in a season with only 8 races done so far. The question is, A, Giants fan now is going to convincingly lead the championship, but I'm wondering, are we going to have 2 more race winners as well and have 10 different race winners the whole season? I'm just curious at this point if it's possible. I've never seen that happen here in Moose Racing League. This is wild. Every season, it seems like one driver finds a way to win at least 2, right?
You would think.
You'd think.
But the next 2 tracks are all usually tracks that
somebody's really exceptional at.
That's true. That's a very good point. Yeah, we got Monaco and Monza. Now, obviously, before we get on to Monaco and Monza, we got to take a look at our results from here today. Giants fan getting the win, but not getting the fastest lap. He loses out to that from El Taco Jack by just 0.3 of a second on one of those laps. However, El Taco Jack comes home in 2nd and Double A's in 3rd. Esteban, great recovery drive up into 4th from 10th, but Speedy Goose into 5th from 16th, making up 11 positions. I would argue the driver of the day on that one. But the driver of the day for the win is definitely Giants fan. 6th to Axis, 7th to Scornsy, 8th to Braided Axe, 9th to Yellow Snowman, still grabbing home 2 points, and Sketchy Bull rounds out the top 10. Forehead and Dougie Falcons, the last 2 of the finishers, and Minico down, unfortunately unable to finish. Do you want to go ahead and grab some people into our interview, my friend?
Well, we have Jack in there and Toast already in there. I don't know if Double A's
Toast
coming. Go ahead and.
Do you mean Giants fan? Oh,
huh?
Yeah, Giants Toast.
Well, yeah.
Because I did that one. I said that one time, and I.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I think it was France like 2 seasons ago. Him and Alan Toast were fighting it really tight, and I said it's Giants Toast, and I said it really enthusiastically, and he's ever since just rolled with it and kept it.
Oh Lord. Oh, so actually we do have Double A's. I'll go ahead and bring Double A's.
Let's bring him in. Mr. Double A's.
What's up, Punju?
What's up, dude? Congratulations. Great race today. That is another amazing finish, and that's a great podium right there. Giving your teammate the win after you got that pole position. Just honestly, lights out race from start to finish. Tell me about how that worked out. How are you feeling about that final strategy call on those mediums?
First off, told that fan attack looks really good, man.
Oh, it does, don't it?
I kind of missed it. I'm not gonna lie. Can you guys see me?
Funny. Almost. Looks like it's loading right now.
I don't know. Yeah, Giants and I were on the phone the entire time, and we just thought the softs, maybe the last 2 laps would give out, and I think our thesis was correct. So.
Yeah, I think you guys were right.
Yeah, it just kind of sucked that we were double stacking every safety car, but
Yeah,
it
right.
still worked out. Like,
I mean,
I think we both would have got Ledford otherwise.
Yeah, I think with the double stacking, the thing that you guys did great was the fact that you guys were already like a solid 4 to 6 seconds ahead of whoever was next behind you whenever you had double stack. And so it really didn't make too much of a difference. It was really a difference of what was in front of you versus what was behind you. Except for when you got caught behind those 2 Alpha Tauris. That was tough.
I thought Forehead was so close to taking me out. I was like, fuck, this kid's on a controller. He doesn't know how to use it. I thought I was done.
Yeah. But you know what?
Yeah,
I will give him a lot of credit. He drove phenomenally well today, especially for not usually being a pad driver. He came home in 11th. He almost got a point. By half a second, he lost out on a point. I thought he was going to get it, honestly.
Sucks.
Yeah, I know. But, you know, honestly, man, for you, I think you have a lot to be proud of. Your race was really dang good. Like, you kept it clean from start to finish. Your strategy with you and your team principal was phenomenal. And to bring home a first and third for Williams after last week's tough week, that was mega.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah, really.
Should have had more of these this season, but it is what it is.
You know what? You still got 2 more races. Speaking of which, we've got a race that I know that Giants fan likes a lot, being Monaco. And, of course, Monza next week. 2 very opposite tracks, one with basically 0-0 wings, the other one with 50-50. When we're looking at those 2 tracks, which ones do you seem to favor? The higher downforce, the lower downforce?
I usually like the higher downforce, but Monaco's a special situation, so
Special
probably
breed.
Monza.
Yeah, it's fair.
Like the Hungaries, the Netherlands, the more technical tracks I tend to be better on.
Speaking of which, Hungary was your win this season, was it not? Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yep.
One and only.
Sense.
It's
Yep.
lonely. You need another one.
Every single other driver is one and only, by the way, including Giants fan. Not a single driver in Tier 1 has won more than 1 race. So you are not the only one, which is insane. We've never had that before in Moose Racing League history. So I appreciate you for helping us make history in this case. Well, my man, I wish you the best of luck for next week. Great racing this week. And I hope that Monza, turns your luck around. Maybe you do get that second win. Who knows?
Yep, hope so. Giants fan was hyped. I'm excited to hear his interview.
I bet he was.
He was going nuts.
Yeah, dude, I bet. Alrighty, big ol'. We'll chat you later.
All right, man. Bye.
See ya. Alrighty. I think we got Jack Ledford coming in.
Jack. Yeah.
Mr. Jack, how you doing? Oh, can you hear me? I can't hear him. Can you hear him?
No, he's not lighting up green or anything.
Maybe his mic's broken. Let's give it a second. Well, if you can hear us, Jack, great drive. A really good, honestly, an amazingly good drive. I thought that strategy was actually going to work out for you, if I'm being honest with you. I was a hater for the other guys, and I believed in you, and you let me down. Yeah, it seems like we can't get him to work in here. We'll see if we can get him back in here at the very end. We're going to grab in Giants fan.
Yep.
It's our race winner. It's Giants fan. Hello, my friend. How are you? Welcome back to the top step.
It's only 8 races.
Yeah, it was actually 8 races. That's correct. It's been a few.
That was wonderful. I am so happy that I finally won a race this season.
Yeah. And, and still leading the championship. You led the championship all the way up until now without even winning a race. I thought you were going to get I can't remember the name of the driver that actually won a championship without a race way back in the day. I feel like it's Jochen Rindt, but I know it's not him. But somebody's... It wasn't me. I've never won a championship without winning a race. The one time I did win a championship, I won half the races. Yeah, I mean, that's like, honestly, my point. Like, there's almost nobody who's ever done this level of domination without having that final, win on their belt. So for you to finally get it, it's about dang time, man. And today was a great way to do it. Were you listening to AK for the strategy on the medians?
I didn't listen to him, but I used him from earlier to make my decision. Because I told him and I were in the Williams chat earlier, and I'm like, dude, do mediums. I have a good feeling about it, and it worked out for him. So I'm like, shit, we're gonna do it again.
Yeah,
let's hope for the best.
It's crazy. It was. I think it was.
Did the same thing.
Yeah, I think you guys actually ended up getting the safety car in the identical same lap as Tier 3 too. So it was carbon copy strategy, which was great. One thing told me.
Credit to AK for being my test dummy.
Yeah, Yep. Hey, sometimes you need them. One thing that somebody said in chat, it was D-Master, he said that you were actually slowing down Jack to get double A's back up in the fight. Were you trying to, or is it just kind of a consequence of the action?
I told double A's, I'm like, he's not that quick on the softs because he had a scrub set of softs from quali.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm not gonna rush this move. If I rush it, I'll probably just end up pulling away from you. So I'm just gonna kind of back off and just let Jack push me back to double A's. So that way double A's could have a shot at possibly stealing P2 or even a win.
Yeah.
So I just kind of stayed behind Jack, and once double A's got there, it was just all about trying to wait until that last straightaway. And even when I did that, I didn't get him. And so I was like, well,
I was
going
to ask about that.
Move into the stadium section and hope for the best.
Yeah, D-Master's so
yeah,
happy.
we
He's
saw.
like, I knew it.
We thought that. Yeah, Punju even called out you, like him pinching you off in the first out of turn 1. And it was like, oh, Giant's gonna be mad, and we're both like, yeah, he's gonna probably send it to the next DRS zone no matter what happens.
Yeah.
To his credit, though, it was all clean. He didn't do anything wrong. He just defended his position and did it in an aggressive way, but fair way.
Good.
And
Heck
so
yeah.
it was just, once we got onto that little wiggly straight there, off of the bank corner, I saw his energy light come on, and I was like, oh, we got him.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just a matter of getting a good run onto that second DRS straight, and then I would be able to fly right by him.
Yeah, you're right. That second DRS straight, you did fly right by him. It was no contention. I mean, you had literally double his ERS for the last, like, the entire safety car, I want to say. Like, after that safety car restart, I think you had double his ERS. So, yeah, you did a great job in conserving.
Once I got settled in and just kind of running my laps, and I realized I was faster than him, I stopped using the battery. I was like, I'm going to build it up. And once I got to him, I was just letting off the throttle and building it up even more and more, all the way to 100%.
Yep.
And then from there, it was just about timing the move right and getting it done, which I didn't do, but ended up doing on the second DRS.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, that's why you did it early on in that lap, so you had another chance, just in case it didn't work the second time around.
I didn't think I was going to get another chance if I didn't
fair.
in the first corner.
That's fair.
So I was kind of worried once I didn't get it done. I was like, oh, did I just throw another one away?
Yep. Well, hey, you know what? Congratulations again on your win, man. I'm excited to see what you got next week in Monza, and of course for the season finale in Monaco. You're looking like a pretty solid contention for the whole season championship once again, which would put you 3 in a row. Would that be
3 in a row? First driver with 3 too.
And nobody has done 3, let alone 3 in a row. So that would be absolutely insane. So I wish you the best of luck going into next season, and obviously the next couple races as well, because we still got to close out this season. But great job to you and the Williams Garage. You guys really killed it tonight in Tier 1, and can't wait to see you next week.
Thank you, guys.
Also in NA as well. Yeah.
Yes, we got to go try and get another championship over there.
Good luck over there, which starts in 5 minutes. Am I right?
Yeah. Yes, you're correct.
Yes. Alrighty, my man. I'll chat to you later. I'll let you go.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
See ya. Alrighty, Toby. Do you think we're gonna get Jack in here, or do you think his mic's not working?
He's not in the interview room anymore.
No worries. Well, hey, you know what? That was a freaking fun race, and I'm glad you got to join me again on this one, man. How about that for 2 weeks in a row?
It's nuts, man.
Same final laps. What is this?
I have no idea. I mean, next week in Monaco are going to be...
Yeah.
Unreal. I don't know if I can watch Monaco. I don't know if I can watch this year one Monaco. If it comes down to that race for the championship, it's going to be nuts.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if it's going to come down to the race itself, but I think the race will have a chance of having an upset winner, as I think where it's going to be. Because keep in mind, Magical Forehead is sitting in third, and he now doesn't have, a working wheel. So I think he's pretty much, fallen off of the potential contention. However, Drixz,
right,
with just one more good race, he's right back in this thing. If, he has a good race in Monza and Giantsfan does not, it's, dead even. And then it's a question of who's going to win 3 championships out of those 2, because those 2 drivers each have 2 Tier 1 championships. So, it's a really story to finish. If that does happen, that would be awesome. I would cross my fingers.
And then, of course, that's Yellow Snowman's favorite track. So he might show up and take that one.
That's true. However, I have also seen him and Sketchable have been going like time trial, like tit for tat, like battling each other in time trials, trying to beat each other in time trials.
Lord.
So it's tight between those 2. Yeah, exactly. Well, hey, speaking of next week, I want to say thank you everybody for watching. Make sure you tune in next week, same time, of course, for Monza. It's going to be a blast. And of course, do not forget to jump over right after this to the no assist race. That is always insane. Those guys go nuts, especially at a place like Netherlands. It's going to be exceptional with crazy damage and crazy sends. It's always fun. So make sure you go give the no assist here some love tonight. It starts right now here on our YouTube channel. So go give him some love. Toby, before we go, any closing thoughts?
None.
Well, you know
I'm
what?
ready to get to next Sunday already.
I know,
to be
right?
honest
I
with you.
think I'm kind of in the same boat, but hey, until we get there, we gotta go give some love to No Assist. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. You guys are absolutely mega. Go give some love to No Assist. We'll redirect you there automatically as well at the end of this video, so go give them some love, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.